Beloved, chosen one, take a deep breath and listen closely. In this moment, heaven has quieted the noise around you, allowing you to hear a divine message that is meant just for you. You have walked through a long night of struggle, pain, and uncertainty, but now, as the first light of dawn begins to break, you stand at the threshold of something new. The darkness that once surrounded you has been defeated, and you are still standing. You've made it through what was meant to destroy you, and this moment right here, is proof that God has not forgotten your name. The weight of the battle may have felt unbearable at times, but it has prepared you for this very moment, the moment when everything changes. Every tear that fell during your darkest hours has been counted. Every cry that seemed to go unanswered by the heavens was heard by a listening God. Even when you felt abandoned, even when the silence felt deafening, you were never alone. The angels that were sent to guard you are a testimony of heaven's commitment to your purpose. Though you couldn't always see them, they were there standing watch, ready to carry you when you couldn't walk another step. The struggle, the pain, the exhaustion, it was not in vain. The battle was fierce, but it was never a fight against you. It was a fight for you, and you have emerged victorious. You have survived, and in surviving, you have been transformed. This moment of divine victory is not just the end of your struggle, but the beginning of something far greater. You've crossed the threshold from survival into revival. The darkness that once threatened to consume you is now the very soil from which you will rise. The weight that once pressed upon your chest, the burden of fear, doubt, and uncertainty is lifting. You are standing in the glow of a new day, a day that was written in the stars long before you were ever born. This is your divine moment, and the significance of this time cannot be overstated. You are not merely walking out of darkness, you are stepping into divine purpose, into the fullness of what God has ordained for your life. You are standing at the edge of a dawn that the world has never seen before. The pain, the battles, the years of waiting, none of it was wasted. It was all preparation for this moment. What you've endured has shaped you, molded you, and made you ready for what is to come. Every tear, every sleepless night, every moment when you thought you couldn't go on has been part of the divine orchestration of your story. You were never meant to be defeated by what you faced. You were meant to overcome. And now you are here, standing as a living testimony of God's faithfulness. You are not a victim of your circumstances, but a victor because of them. Your survival is not just a result of your strength, but of heaven's strength working within you. You may have felt broken at times, but in that brokenness, something beautiful was being created. The cracks that were formed in your soul were filled with divine light, and now you are shining brighter than you ever thought possible. Every scar you carry is not a sign of weakness, but a badge of honor. Those scars are proof that you've fought, you've endured, and you've overcome. They tell the story of what God has done in your life, and they will be the very things that draw others to the light you now carry. And so here you are on the other side of the storm, standing tall, no longer burdened by the weight of the past. The silence you once endured has given way to the sound of victory, and the peace that follows the battle is settling upon you now. The dawn has come, and it has found you still standing stronger than ever before. This is not just the end of a season, but the beginning of the fulfillment of God's promises over your life. The battle is over. The darkness has lost its grip, and you are no longer a prisoner of your past. You are walking in the freedom that God has won for you. This moment, this victory, is not the end of your journey. It is the beginning of a new chapter. The days of struggle are behind you, but the lessons learned, the strength gained, and the character built will carry you into this new season with purpose and power. Every trial, every hardship has prepared you for this moment of divine acceleration. And now it is time for you to step into the fullness of what God has in store for you. The darkness has not destroyed you, it has only refined you, and you are now ready to shine brighter than ever before. You have made it through the darkness. Every step you took, every tear you shed, every moment when you thought the weight of the world would crush you has led you to this moment of triumph. You are standing in a new dawn, and the light is shining on you with the brilliance of a victory long earned. You have not simply survived, you have endured with strength that the world could never understand. And now, as you look back at the long, difficult road you've walked, you realize that every struggle, every challenge was a vital part of preparing you for this moment. The darkness that once threatened to consume you has now become the very ground from which you rise stronger and more powerful than you ever imagined. In your darkest moments, when everything seemed lost, you were never alone. Though the world may have seemed silent, heaven was listening. Angels were dispatched to stand by your side, guarding you when you could no longer stand on your own. When the storms of life were fierce and unrelenting, God was there strengthening you for the battle ahead. It may have seemed like you were fighting on your own, but you were never alone in this. The battle was intense, yes, but it was a battle that was already won. Every moment of endurance was not in vain. It was a divine preparation, a training ground for the authority that you now carry. The strength you carry today is not just physical or emotional, it is spiritual, and it was forged in the fires of struggle. Your rise from the darkness is not just a story of survival, it is a testimony of resurrection. What was meant to break you has instead made you stronger. The darkness that once threatened to overwhelm you has become the very foundation for your strength. You have been refined through the fire, and now as the light touches your soul, you stand taller with a strength that is unshakable. You are not the same person who entered the storm. You are someone new, someone more powerful, more resilient, and more aware of your divine purpose. The darkness could not consume you because it never had the power to do so. It may have tried to suffocate your light, but instead it only fanned the flames of your resilience. Now you rise from the ashes of your past, stronger than ever before, and you carry the authority of someone who has not just survived, but thrived. This transition from survival to revival is not just a shift in circumstances, it is a shift in identity. You are no longer simply enduring, you are empowered. You are no longer a victim of your past, but a victor over it. Every hardship, every loss, every tear has not only shaped you, but has made you who you are today. You have been empowered by the very struggles that once sought to tear you down. The pain you endured has become the fuel for your transformation. Every scar you carry is not a mark of shame, but a testament to divine endurance. These scars are sacred. They are proof of your strength, your perseverance, and your unwavering faith. They are not reminders of what you've lost. They are symbols of what you have gained. The world may see them as reminders of battle, but heaven sees them as the seals of a warrior, a living example of endurance and strength. Your scars tell the story of the battles you fought and won, of the storms you survived, and the light that emerged from the darkest of nights. These marks are not to be hidden or ashamed of. They are to be worn with pride. They are the visible evidence of what God has done in your life. They are the story of your resurrection, the proof that no matter how deep the darkness, God's light always finds a way to shine through. Each scar is a chapter in your divine testimony. And as you walk forward, you carry this testimony with you, not as a burden, but as a light that will guide others who are still lost in their own darkness. Your endurance is not just for you, it is a gift to the world. Your strength, your resilience, your scars, these are all part of a greater purpose. They will awaken others who are still struggling, still fighting, still waiting for their own victory. Now, as you stand in the light of your new day, you begin to realize that your transformation is not just about survival, it is about authority. You have learned endurance through the darkest nights, and now you hold the power to command the storm. What once seemed overwhelming and uncontrollable is now under your authority. You are no longer merely a survivor. You are a commander, a warrior who has learned how to navigate the fiercest of storms. Your testimony is no longer just a story of what you've been through. It is a story of what you have conquered. You have moved from being a victim of your circumstance to being a living example of resurrection, not just in your own life, but for the lives of others as well. You have learned to command the storm, to take authority over the very circumstances that once tried to drown you. This transformation is not just about survival. It is about mastering the storms that once threatened to overtake you. You are not the same person who once walked through the valley of darkness. You are now someone who has been refined by that darkness, someone who walks with authority, someone who commands the winds and the waves. Your testimony is a living example of the power of God's resurrection, and as you walk forward, you will carry that power with you, not just for your own benefit, but for the benefit of those around you. Your light will shine brighter than ever before, and it will guide others out of their own darkness. The darkness that once sought to destroy you could not comprehend the strength, the light, and the authority that now radiates from within you. You have risen from the darkness, and with that rise comes not only divine empowerment, but divine authority. The storm no longer controls you. You now control the storm. You are the living embodiment of resurrection, of divine strength, and of victory. The same God who brought you through the valley of darkness is the same God who will continue to empower you to rise to command and to lead others into the light. The storms you've weathered are not just a part of your past, they are the foundation of your future, a future that is filled with divine purpose and divine authority. You are not just surviving anymore, you are thriving. You are no longer a victim of your circumstances. You are the living proof that the darkness has lost its grip, and you are standing as a beacon of hope and light for all to see. The transformation is complete. You have risen. You have overcome. And now you stand in your divine authority. The silence you endured, the waiting seasons that seemed to stretch on without end, were not periods of abandonment, but divine preparation. You may have wondered during those times why nothing seemed to be happening, why it felt like the heavens were silent, and why you were left standing still while others seemed to move ahead. But now, as you look back, you begin to see it clearly that silence was not a sign that God had forgotten you. It was the sound of heaven's stillness preparing you for what was to come. Every moment of waiting, every season of silence was part of the divine orchestration designed to shape, refine, and equip you for your higher purpose. You were not idle. You were being crafted by the hands of the Creator, your soul being molded like clay on a potter's wheel, preparing you to step into a destiny that was always meant for you. The waiting seasons were not wasted. They were sacred. God was not delaying your purpose. He was refining you to handle the greatness that He was about to release into your life. The silence was necessary. It was in that silence that your heart was quieted, your spirit was tuned to the frequency of heaven, and your faith was strengthened. You were being prepared for something greater than you could have imagined. And now, as you rise from the ashes of that silence, you are stronger, wiser, and more grounded in your purpose than ever before. Now that you are stepping into the light, it's clear that the waiting seasons have built the foundation for your divine calling. God, in His infinite wisdom, knew that you needed this time to be prepared to be equipped with the strength and endurance required for what lies ahead. The challenges, the pain, and the long nights of waiting were not just obstacles to overcome. They were tools in the hands of the Master, shaping you into the person you were always meant to be. You were being equipped for a purpose that was much bigger than your own life. Every setback, every delay was part of the divine strategy that positioned you for greatness. You may not have seen it then, but now as you look back, you realize that every moment of waiting was a divine appointment, each one strategically placed to prepare you for the restoration that is now unfolding in your life. You were not abandoned during those quiet times. You were being prepared for a victory that would resonate through eternity. The silence, though deafening at times, was not the absence of God. It was the presence of His divine timing. You were being carefully prepared for the next step, a step that was ordained long before you ever took your first breath. Now, as the dawn breaks, you see that every moment of waiting was a preparation for this victory. The world may have seen it as stagnation, but heaven saw it as divine alignment. You were being aligned with God's perfect will, being positioned to fulfill your purpose in a way that no one else could. The silence, the waiting, the struggle, they have all been part of the plan. And now as you step forward, you step into the fullness of that plan. The dawn brings with it not just a new day, but a new season. It brings joy not as a distant promise, but as a present reality. Psalm 35 reminds us, "Weeping may endure for a night, but joy comes in the morning." You have endured the night, you have wept, you have struggled, but now joy has come. This is not a joy that is delayed. It is a joy that is here right now. You are stepping into a season where joy will flow like a river, washing away the remnants of the darkness you once walked through. The morning has come, and with it a fresh outpouring of joy, peace, and restoration. The joy that God has prepared for you is not just a fleeting feeling. It is a state of being. It is the joy of knowing that you are walking in the fullness of your purpose, the joy of knowing that the victory is already yours. This is not a joy that comes from the circumstances around you. It is a joy that comes from within, birthed from the deep well of God's promises that have been fulfilled in your life. You have endured the night, but now the joy of the morning has flooded your soul, and it will never leave you. Restoration is now upon you. What was meant for your destruction has now become the stage for your revelation. The very things that tried to tear you apart, your trials, your heartbreak, your struggles, are now the backdrop against which God's glory will shine. You have risen from the ashes, and now as the sun rises, so does your purpose. What you thought had broken you has instead made you stronger. What the enemy meant to destroy you with has become the platform from which you will declare God's goodness. Every wound, every scar, every moment of pain has now become the very proof that God's hand has been upon you all along. Your restoration is not just about getting back what you lost. It is about receiving more than you ever imagined. What was taken is being restored, but it is not just being returned to you. It is being multiplied, transformed into something far greater than it was before. What you lost in the valley, you will find in abundance on the mountaintop. As you step into this season of restoration, you are walking in the victory of your divine calling. You are no longer walking in defeat. You are no longer defined by your struggles or your past. You are walking in the light of your divine purpose, and that light is now shining brightly for all to see. You are a beacon of hope and restoration, not just for yourself, but for others who are still trapped in darkness. Your story is now one of triumph, a living testimony of God's faithfulness, and that testimony will bring others out of their darkness. You have been restored not just for yourself, but for the world around you. Your victory is a sign of what is possible when God's hand is upon you. You are not just surviving anymore. You are thriving, and in your thriving, others will find their own hope. Restoration is not just about healing, it is about transformation. You are not just returning to the place you were before. You are being elevated to a higher place, a place where you are no longer bound by the limitations of the past. You are stepping into a season where God's blessings will overflow in every area of your life. What was once broken will now be made whole, and it will be more beautiful than it ever was before. You have been restored not just for yourself, but for the purpose that you were always meant to fulfill. God's hand has been upon you all along, and now as you step into this new season, you will see how His plan for your life has always been perfect. As you walk in this new season of restoration, remember that you are not alone. God's hand is still upon you, and His angels are still by your side. The battle may have been fierce, but the victory is yours. The darkness has lost its grip, and now you are walking in the light of your divine calling. Every step you take is a step in the victory that has already been won for you. Your restoration is not just about you. It is about the people you will inspire, the lives you will touch, and the generations that will be impacted by your testimony. You are walking in the fullness of your divine purpose, and that purpose is not just to survive, but to lead others into the same victory that you have found. The darkness is over, the dawn has come, and now as you rise, you carry with you the restoration that will transform not just your life, but the lives of others. As you stand here in this new season, a transformation has taken place within you, one that has reshaped not only your present, but your identity. You are no longer defined by your past pain, your struggles, or the scars you've carried. You are now defined by something far greater, your redemption. The weight of your past no longer holds you back. Instead, it has become the very foundation upon which you stand today. Every wound, every moment of despair, every tear shed has not gone to waste. It has been redeemed, transformed, and now serves as a powerful testimony to God's faithfulness. You are not who you were before the storm. You are who you are because of it. Your scars, once a symbol of pain, are now sacred marks of divine grace. They are the evidence of the resurrection power that lives within you, the proof that what was meant to destroy you has only strengthened you. Those scars are not signs of defeat, but the very proof of victory. They are a living testimony to the fact that you have walked through the fire and come out refined, stronger, and more resilient than ever before. In this new season, you are not just a survivor of your past. You are a new creation, a living, breathing reflection of God's love, mercy, and power. The wounds that once defined you are now transformed into powerful symbols of strength, endurance, and divine restoration. Your scars are sacred, not because they are marks of suffering, but because they tell a story of how God's hand has been upon you through every trial. Your identity is no longer rooted in your past, but in the redemptive work of God in your life. You are a living example of resurrection, a proof that no matter how deep the valley, no matter how dark the night, God's light will always shine through and He will raise you up. This is the truth you carry with you. Now you are defined not by what you have been through, but by what God has brought you through. As you embrace this new season, you must understand that you are not just rising in gratitude, you are rising with purpose. This is not a time to simply celebrate what you've endured, but to step into the divine purpose that God has prepared for you. The light that now shines from within you is not meant to be hidden. It is meant to be shared with the world. You are called to rise, not just to heal, but to heal others. You are not meant to live in the shadow of your past, but to walk boldly in the light of your purpose. The darkness may have tried to hold you down, but it could not extinguish the light that God has placed within you. And now that light is meant to shine brighter than ever before. You are not just called to be a witness of what God has done for you, but to be a beacon of hope for others who are still trapped in their own darkness. The freedom you have found is not just for you, it is for the world around you. Your story, your testimony is meant to guide others into the same freedom and light that you've experienced. The authority you carry is not just the authority to walk in your own victory, it is the authority to lead others into theirs. You are not just surviving anymore. You are thriving. And in your thriving, you are called to help others rise with you. Your light is not meant to be hidden or hoarded. It is meant to illuminate the path for others who are still lost in the darkness. You are a guide, a leader, a beacon of hope for those still waiting for their own breakthrough. Your authority is not just a result of your past struggles, but the divine purpose that you now carry. The very things that once tried to destroy you have become the foundation for the authority you now hold. You are not just living for yourself anymore. You are living for others to lead them to the same freedom, peace, and victory that you have found. In this new season, your light has purpose. It is not just a light that shines for you. It is a light that shines for the world. And as you step into this purpose, you must understand that your voice is just as important as your light. Your story is not just your story. It is the story that others need to hear. The struggles you have faced, the pain you have endured, the victories you have won, they are not just for you to keep. They are meant to be shared, spoken aloud, and used to bring hope to those who are still in the darkness. Your voice has power. Your testimony has power. The words you speak will become the lifeline for someone else still struggling in silence. You are called to share your story without shame, to speak your truth boldly and with courage. Your voice will become the reminder of hope for those who feel lost, for those who feel like they have no way out. You may think that your story is insignificant, but the truth is your story is exactly what someone else needs to hear. Your struggles, your pain, your journey, it all has meaning and it all has purpose. You are not alone in your experience. There are others who are walking through the same darkness you once walked through, and your story will be the light that guides them home. When you speak your truth, you are not just speaking for yourself. You are speaking for those who cannot yet find the courage to speak for themselves. You are becoming the voice of hope, the voice that reminds others that they are not forgotten, that they are not alone, and that the light will always come. As you share your testimony, as you speak your truth, you are becoming the embodiment of divine purpose. Your story is not just a personal victory, it is a divine invitation for others to step into their own freedom. You are called to be the one who lifts others up, to be the one who speaks life into those who feel dead inside. Your voice will not only change your own life, it will change the lives of everyone who hears it. You are a vessel of hope, and as you walk in your purpose, you will see how your story becomes the key that unlocks the chains of others. Your testimony is powerful because it is not just a story of survival. It is a story of victory, of resurrection, and of divine restoration. Now, as you embrace this new season, you are not just living for yourself. You are living for the world around you, for the people who need to hear your voice, who need to see your light. You have risen not just to heal, but to heal others. You have been transformed not just to thrive, but to lead. Your life is now a living testimony to the power of redemption, and as you walk in this divine purpose, you are becoming the beacon of hope that the world so desperately needs. Your voice is not just your own, it is the voice of heaven speaking through you to bring light to the darkest places. So speak your truth, share your story, let your light shine, for in doing so, you will lead others into the same freedom and hope that you have found. As you stand on the other side of the storm, you realize that you have not only been refined, but you have been chosen. Your journey has not been just about your personal victory, it has been about divine preparation, for you are now called to a higher purpose. You have been chosen for a divine assignment that is not only for your own life, but for the transformation of the world around you. What you have endured, what you have learned, and the strength you now carry are all part of God's greater plan to use you as an instrument of change. You are not merely walking through life as an individual. You are walking with divine authority to impact and transform others. The light within you is not just for your own benefit, it is meant to shine brightly and guide others out of their darkness. You are being called not just to live, but to lead. The path you have walked has prepared you for this moment, and now as you stand ready, your purpose is clear. You are meant to lead others into the freedom and victory that you have found. Your journey of survival has led to your transformation, and now you are being sent to transform the world around you. Looking back, you can see how far you've come. From the depths of despair, where it seemed like the darkness would swallow you whole, to the light of a new day, where you now stand as a beacon of hope. You were once walking in survival mode, clinging to the hope that things would one day change, but now you walk with confidence, purpose, and divine authority. The journey has not been easy, but it has been necessary. Every hardship, every battle, every tear, and every moment of doubt has shaped you into the person you are today. And now you stand as a testimony to God's grace, mercy, and resurrection power. The darkness you once walked through has no hold over you anymore. You are no longer defined by what you've been through. You are defined by who you have become. You are not a victim of your circumstances. You are a victor standing tall and ready to lead others through the same transformation you've experienced. But this is not the end of your journey. In fact, it is only the beginning. The season of struggle, of silence, of endurance has led you to this moment of divine favor. And now you are entering into a new season, a season where you will walk in the fullness of your divine purpose. The journey from survival to transformation is complete, but the work that lies ahead is just beginning. You have been prepared for this. You have been shaped, refined, and now you are ready to step into the assignment that has been waiting for you all along. This is the time for you to embrace your new identity fully, to rise in your divine purpose, and to lead others into the same freedom that you have found. Your story is not just your own. It is a story that will inspire, encourage, and awaken others. Your journey will become the path for others to follow, and your light will be the guide that leads them out of the darkness and into the dawn of a new season. Now is the time to embrace your new identity and the divine assignment that comes with it. You are not who you were. You are not the same person who walked through the darkness. You have been transformed, and now you are called to be a light for others. Your testimony is powerful, and it is meant to be shared. Speak your truth without shame, and let your story be the beacon that leads others to freedom. This is your call to action, to embrace the identity that God has given you, to step into your divine purpose, and to share your testimony with the world. You are no longer just walking through life. You are walking with a purpose. You are walking to lead, to inspire, and to awaken the world to the light of God's love and grace. As you embrace your new identity and divine purpose, remember that you are not alone. Heaven is with you every step of the way. The same God who brought you through the darkness is now sending you to be a light for others. You are the evidence of resurrection, of divine restoration, and of the power of God to transform lives. Let your light shine brightly for the world to see. Share your testimony, speak your truth, and be the reminder of hope that others so desperately need. You are not just a survivor. You are a living example of the victory that is available to anyone who walks in faith. The journey you have walked is not just for you, it is for those you are meant to lead. You have been called to rise not just in gratitude, but in purpose, and now it is time to step into that purpose fully. Let your light shine, let your voice be heard, and let your story be the key that unlocks the doors of freedom for others. This is your time to shine. This is your time to lead. This is your time to fulfill your divine assignment. Step forward with courage, with strength, and with the confidence that you are exactly where God wants you to be.